What's going on, guys? So, this is a full breakdown of our 3 day strength building, or one of the many 3 day strength building weekly splits that we've used for over 600 nurses to pull them out of fight or flight, to regulate hormones, stop bloating, to have results that actually last in a crazy, unpredictable schedule. So, let's get into it. So, this specific split is 3 days, it's 3 full body days, it's a strength and glutes core emphasis. Day 2 is an upper body and posture. Day 3 is metabolic strength circuit. So why this 3 day full body split is elite for nurses? It's because of the unpredictable shifts, like I just mentioned. Full body strength training 3 times a week is the sweet spot because every single muscle group is stimulated multiple times. So you don't risk if things get busy and you miss an entire leg day or back day and you got to wait weeks on end. They completely throw you off. They cause that yo-yo process, right? And then your metabolism that stays elevated without burnout from daily training or spending hours in the gym. So this is the single most effective and most efficient results driven setup for women who don't have time to just spend hours in the gym. So a few of our client results. So this is Sarah. I'll get into her story in a little bit, but this is Lex. She's lost over 70 pounds when she came with us. She was on Ozempic. She was eating like 900 calories. She was completely stuck. And now we fixed her metabolism. She's down 70 pounds. She has food freedom. She has energy on and off shift working in the ER. Another ER nurse, Lisa, she's down over 70 pounds. She was doing these 4 week challenges. She was saving these recipes on Instagram, TikTok, and doing the right things, but it wasn't made for her reality. And so once she came with us and we actually gave her something that fit her needs, she's able to drop the weight. She's the most fit she's ever been, the most confident for her and her children. This is Jerry, and this is only a 4 week transformation. She actually gained weight by eating more, by having more energy. She had put on a lot of muscle mass. She was doing these at-home workouts. She tried personal trainers, but it was all just kind of templated responses until we created something to fit for her. She works 2 different jobs, night shift. She has 2 daughters. So time is definitely not in her book. So we worked around that. But this is the full 3 day strength training. So day 1 is, like I said, strength and glutes and core focus. So before you do anything, always warm up. This is a good full body dynamic warm up that's going to help get your body ready to go through these quick and efficient workout. Glute bridges, cat-cow, air squats, arm circles, and then once you're warming up for 5 minutes, then we can go in and do 2 to 3 rounds of goblet squats. Obviously, this is going to be working like your glutes. It's going to be working your quads. It's going to be working hamstrings. And you want to be going slow on the way down to really focus on using the muscles instead of just going through the motions. Hip thrust is a really good exercise for your glutes, obviously, hamstrings, quads, core, obliques. You could be doing on the bench or on the floor, 3x12. Dumbbell Romanian deadlifts, really, really good for your lower back, for hamstrings, for your calves, for lats, for traps, for triceps, and then step ups for either body weight or dumbbells. Do it 1 leg at a time, and don't just be going through the motions like just hopping on the bench up and down. Really control the movement, nice and slow, nice and controlled, and that's how you're going to get the most efficient muscle growth, which is going to help you burn more calories and have more energy. And then either a dead bug or a plank with a shoulder tap, another full body working, your hip flexors, working quads, working your core, working traps, shoulders, obliques. And then for those of you who want an extra level at the end, if you've done, the proper healing from the inside out and gotten your body out of the fight or flight, you can add in 20 air squats and then 10 glute bridges. 3 minutes, as many rounds as you can. So obviously the whole point of this is to continue to increase in the amount that you're able to do. So time the reps, the rounds that you're able to do, and then whenever you do it again, you should be going up because this is supposed to be the most efficient pathway to get there. And then the reason why we have it structured like this for the glutes and core, glutes is one of the biggest muscle groups. So the more muscle you have, the more calories that you burn. So if we're growing that, then you're going to be burning more calories at rest, already raising your metabolism. And then building a stronger posterior helps reverse all this bad posture from all these long shifts, all the sitting, all the hunching over. And a strong core is more stability, strength, and just reduced low back pain that is so common in nursing from 12 hours on your feet all day. Day number 2 is upper body and posture strength. So another warm-up that's more upper body focused because this is a more upper body focused full body workout. With wall slides, band pull aparts or towels if we don't have a band, arm circles, 30 seconds, and then we go right into our circuit. So You want to do 2 to 3 rounds. If time allows it, if we only need to do like 1 round because that's the time that we have, then that's what we'll do. It's better than nothing. So dumbbell bent over rows. So this is really good for hamstrings, really good for your lower back, for your lats. It's really good for bicep growth. And then for the second workout, it's going to be incline or floor chest press. Obviously for your triceps, for your chest, it'll help with core stability. And then you move into dumbbell shoulder press. You can do this seated or standing. You'll get more core engagement if you're doing it standing. You'll have to work a lot more on keeping the weight controlled and balancing. And then the fourth exercise is bicep curls, superset with tricep kickbacks. And then obviously that's going to help with arm toning. It's going to help with being more confident in scrubs. And then bird dog holds, 30 seconds each side. So then you're going to be going through that 3 rounds, 2 rounds, whatever you have. And then an optional finisher for those of you, again, who have pulled your body out of the fight or flight, who aren't constantly inflamed, who have done the healing first. Push-ups either on your knees or on incline, 5 to 10 reps. And then renegade rows, that's really good for a full body exercise. And then you're going to be doing 10, so 5 each arm. And then you can either do it 2 times, you can do it 2-3 minutes, time yourself, and then see how much you're growing each week. And the reason for this setup is because when nurses often deal with like the forward posture, hunching, they're charting, they're lifting patients all day, they're leaning forward all day. So this specific day improves upper body tone, so your arms, your shoulders, your back. It increases, your postural strength and your shoulder stability. It increases, confidence in your tank tops and your scrubs. And then day 3 is the metabolic strength circuit. So this one, again, another dynamic warm-up, marching in place for 30 seconds, jumping jacks. Don't be focusing on trying to get as high as you can. Just focus on getting the movement in because you're warming up your shoulders, your hips, you're warming up, getting the blood flowing. So you don't want to be causing a whole bunch of high impact and high inflammation. Arm swings, hip openers, 1 minute, getting everything nice and loose for this metabolic strength circuit. And this strength circuit, again, repeat anywhere from 1 to 4 rounds depending on your time. It's dumbbell squat to press, 10 reps, renegade rows, another 10 reps, so 5 each arm, reverse lunges, 8 each leg, mountain climbers, 20 reps, so 10 reps each side, and then glute bridge hold on the floor for 30 seconds, and then elbow plank to push up, 5 to 10 reps. And so once you're done with this one, do deep breathing and stretching. This one's a little bit more full body and it's a little bit more intense. And so no need to push it past this. As long as you are pushing and controlling the weight and getting everything out of it that you need to, deep breathing and stretching for 3 to 5 minutes to kind of pull your body out of that, fight or flight mode is plenty. And the reason for this setup is because, this mimics what most nurses think they need, which is cardio. Every single nurse thinks they need more cardio when you're on your feet all day and you're hardly eating. That's the last thing you need. It's going to keep your body in fight or flight. But the way that we do it, we deliver it in a smarter way, a more efficient way, rather than an overwhelming and overstimulating way. We do this through resistance-based movement that keeps your heart rate up, so that way you can actually burn fat without stripping more muscle and getting the skinny fat look. You get more toned, and you train functional movement patterns rather than just messy movement to fill up your schedule. Feels like cardio, but it builds strength too. So it is so efficient in building a tone look, getting your energy back, raising your metabolism, getting us exactly where we need to be. And so for those of you who obviously have children or don't have access to childcare, or it just constantly working overtime and all this stuff, this is do this to save some time. If you only have 20 minutes or 10 minutes, then that's what we have to work with. That's our reality. So unless we can figure out a way, it's always going to be a problem, right? One of our clients, Brittany, she's a single mom of 4 girls under 10. She only had 5 or 10 minutes a few times a week. So that's what we worked with. And then she ended up losing 15 pounds without stepping foot in the gym. She was still eating dinosaur chicken nuggets with her daughters because that works for her. So your reality will look a little bit different, but that's what works for her. And that's what we do, is individualize it. And then so keeping dumbbells or a backpack with books, resistance bands near you, near your kitchen, near your break room. Because like I said, 10 minutes is so much better than 0. And if we take 5 to 10 steps a day, that's going to get us a whole lot further than 20 steps once a week, or once every 2 weeks, once a month, right? So as long as we're consistent. So add resistance as you get stronger, once your body is acclimated to it And don't chase soreness. Don't chase just doing a bunch of busy movement. Chase consistency. That's what's going to be long lasting rather than just a quick win that's going to get you right back to where you started. And so, another couple of our client wins. So, this is Nylea. She's a mom of two girls under two, and she was struggling with finding anything that worked for her crazy busy schedule. Of course, like with breastfeeding, and of course with waking up in the middle of the night, like sleep was lacking. So what we did is fix her metabolism first, regulate her hormones, and then figure out something that's going to work with this sporadic schedule that she has. And now she has so much more glute growth. She's so much more confident. She's able to wear the clothes she wants. She has energy on and off shift, even with two girls under two. And then Lo, she's another nurse that is down 40 pounds. She had no idea where to start. She was just feeling so overwhelmed and so exhausted every single day that she didn't have the energy to work out. So before we just threw workouts and a diet at her, we fixed what was really going on and got her the energy that stopped her bloating, fixed her gut health, regulated her hormones. And then the weight started to melt off. And then that's actually when we added in resistance training. Then we actually started to dial in her nutrition based on what she's already eating, ethnic foods, all this kind of stuff. So that way it doesn't have to stop whenever we're done. And then Sarah, like I said, her story is pretty amazing. This is only a 10-week transformation. She's down over 25 pounds. The reason for this, she's tried personal trainers. She's tried the 800 to 1,200 calorie crash diet. She's tried juices. She's tried anything and everything you could think of, but nothing worked because she had such a crazy schedule. Her body was in fight or flight, so nothing was responding. And so the reason she wanted to become healthy and fit and confident is because she has 3 children, one who is a completely dependent child on the spectrum, and she wanted to transfer him with confidence. And now she's able to do that, and she's still crushing it. She's still improving each and every single day. So that's what it's all about. So if this sounds like you, and if this is something like that you want with a crazy schedule, with being forced to miss your lunches, with the consistent inconsistency, and you want your own individualized metabolic breakthrough roadmap, fill out the link below this video. And this is exactly for like the women who are saying, I know what to do, I just can't make it stick. I'm so tired of starting over every Monday. I barely eat all shift, and then I'm starving at night. I don't feel like myself anymore. I look in the mirror and I think, when did this happen? How did I let myself get like this? Maybe you've tried apps and macros and personal trainers. Maybe you tried diets you couldn't keep up with because they weren't made for you. They were just a templated response. And every time you think, like, why is it working for everybody else, but not for me? It's because you were never really taken as an individual. You were put into a group or trying to fit into a box. You never really healed from the inside out. The other programs or things you tried focused on fat loss or weight loss, not on re-regulation and healing from the inside out first. So that way it's actually going to stick. And so I do not want you to fill out the link if this is you. If you're wanting another quick fix, if you're continuing the cycle of treating the symptoms but not the actual problem, don't fill out the link. If you're looking for another 21-day shred that may get you a little bit of results, but then just put you right back to where you started, don't fill out the link. If you're only focused on a number on the scale, don't fill out the link. If you are not ready to stop punishing your body, and you're not ready to heal, and you're not ready to be intentional, don't fill out the link, because this is about something so much deeper. So if you are that woman who is struggling and has tried every single thing or don't even know where to start, and you're ready to actually start to look in the mirror and smile back at who you see, then fill out the link. We can create your own individualized metabolic breakthrough roadmap, and we can start healing from the inside out, so that way the results can stay.